So I'm Beth Hieronymous, and my husband John and I decided to renovate our kitchen. We built our house in 2008 and put in cherry cabinets and a cherry floor, and over the years things have darkened considerably, and so we were looking to lighten and brighten up our kitchen but not do a total reno job. We really wanted to preserve as much of the cabinetry as we could, but wanted to change the appearance and lighten it up. So when we built the house originally, we used KBD for our cabinetry to start with. So if I could find birch cabinets again, seemed to be a good fit. So went to KBD and walked in the door, and Mickey was there and so hospitable, and kind of gave her my, here's what I think I want to do: tear out an island, extend things, new countertop, backsplash, help me get this started. And Mickey was instrumental in finding the same cabinetry is still in production. So we upgraded the cabinetry facing for the island a little bit, added some details, found a color. Mickey brought colors out to us to look at to make sure that it was right. You know, it's one thing in a showroom, but a different thing when you're surrounded with the rest of the color. And it was a perfect fit. And then Mickey also arranged for the contractor to come in as well. And so that's always the, yeah, you got a cabinet, but now what do I do with it? So Mickey was super helpful in all of that. The cabinetry was in really good shape. So replacing the exterior around all of this wasn't necessary in my eyes, but I did want to break that up. So we talked about taking out some panels, putting in glass panels instead to kind of add depth and dimension, but also remove some of the cherry and kind of brighten it from that aspect. The island was also all cherry. Everything had a dark laminate countertop on it, and we extended the cabinet by adding one more cabinet out there. Changed out the type of cabinets that we had, so we have drawers instead of pull-out cabinets, which really helped increase our storage. Changed out trash can and recycling cabinet as well, so that was great. And then Mickey also gave me different ideas for what to do. So the facing of the drawers on the island, I could do flat, there were like 3 different choices I could do there. Brought out the beadboard for encompassing the island, which was really nice. It was all flat before. Added some molding to kind of finish everything off. Even where it hadn't been done before, was able to bring that in so everything matched. After we got the cabinet picked out, then it was, I knew what countertop I wanted. And so Mickey that's in stock. And so Mickey was able to align that and all of the measuring and lasers and all that kind of stuff that happened. So that was great. Brought samples. I think she even lent me a sample so I could bring it home and make sure that everything was okay. And then introduced me to our contractor, who came in with, here's the scope time frame that we're looking at, which was really pretty short in my eyes. Here's what we're going to do in the order of that. So to maintain the use of our kitchen, tore out the island first and replaced that right away. I just didn't have a countertop on it. So I felt like an operation game where I could just reach in and pick stuff up. It was great. So took care of that first. And then when the countertop came, they came and took out all the rest of the countertop, sink, faucet, all that stuff, replaced all of that in one day, which was phenomenal as well. And then we just needed to wait for the backsplash to go in. Our scope time started the week after Thanksgiving was the start of construction, and we were done the week after New Year's. So when I think about renovating our kitchen, I cook a lot. I love entertaining, I love to cook. And so having an updated kitchen really does allow me to increase the scope of that. Along with the renovation, we added new appliances, so I have more oven space. The countertop is so fabulous to use, keep clean, maintain. It just brightens and lightens all of that. It also made our kitchen look bigger. And so when I think about turnaround time for what this means long term, it brought the kitchen into current times, and I feel really good about that for entertaining. The backsplash has made it easier to keep the walls clean for splatters around the oven and the stove and those type things. It really has made it a joy to be in our kitchen more. Not that it wasn't, but it feels uplifting to be here and have the use of everything fully rather than trying to be particular about walls and the rest of that. So it has been just a godsend that way. If I were going to offer advice to somebody doing that, for me it was very helpful to have an idea of what I wanted to walk in with. So I knew I didn't need to replace the whole thing, but I wasn't sure what was an option for cabinetry. And so knowing what I have, I knew the cabinets I had, so I knew what to ask for. I kind of had an idea of color scheme that I wanted. I knew I wanted this countertop, and so how to find the exact matches to go with that, but I wasn't sure it was going to look good in my setting. So get samples, bring them home, live with it a little bit, daylight, dark, all of those things, so that you have an idea of what it looks like when you're done. We also replaced all the door pulls to update that so that when we put things on the island, I could continue to have that updated and flow as well. We also did the lighting to bring that up to a little bit more modern standard than what we had before. And just, I would say, know what you want, know your price range you want to work in, be detail oriented, because when you aren't, all of a sudden things fall apart and it's a domino effect of things. Also, rely on the contractor. Don't be nice, don't be polite, tell them what you want and make sure you get that in terms of that, because not everybody has the same vision. I know what I want in my head, but that vision isn't always there for everyone. So we were present when people were here just to make sure that all the questions got answered, because they don't know what you want either. And so having that all in place really did make the process go very smoothly. I highly recommend KBD. Primarily, we built our house with them the first time around, and if it hadn't been a good experience, I wouldn't need to go back. So it was a wonderful experience 17 years ago when we built. So walking in the door, I knew I was going to be able to find quality cabinets and goods that met my needs. It was also a really easy experience. Mickey listened so intently to what I wanted, then paraphrased to make sure that we had the same idea and communication going. I was really impressed with the fact that KBD still carried our cabinets and line and had a variety of upgrades available for us to choose from if we went that direction. So I can't say enough about KBD. The communication was also fabulous. It was always, here's your drawings I've done, look at that. Here are the renderings of the upgrades and the new cabinetry. See what you think. Make sure I've captured everything before it got done. Timeline was well spelled out. There wasn't any guessing work on our part about when things were going to get started, what the timeline was. Cost was never one of those hidden things at all. Everything was laid out and spelled out, which I think whenever you're doing home remodel, you really just need all the facts in front of you to make informed decisions. And when I think about working with Mickey, not only was she great when I walked in the door, because I didn't schedule, I just walked in the door, and Mickey was there to say, how can I help? What are you thinking? Spent a good hour of her time on the cuff, just making sure and showing me around to different things, pulled out samples for me to look at, got that down, and then scheduled time here at the house, brought the contractor with. Mickey was so instrumental in making sure that everything I needed when I needed it was met, as well as communicating all about the process along the way. So I can't say enough good things about Mickey and KBD.